Welcome to Ball Game Banter. My name is Carlos Allen,
My name's Zach Wiggly.
My name's Drew Zeman. My name's Ron Zalen.
and here we talk about everything sports, from the field to the court. In today's episode, we're talking about the college conference championships.
And NFL free agency, which started on Monday, March 11th.
Tomorrow starts the Big Ten tournament. Purdue is the number one seed. It's a gauntlet bracket, so the lower seeds, the 11, 12, 13, 14 seed, has a harder road to the championship. I think Purdue, I don't see a team stopping them. Maybe Illinois, but they already beat them.
I don't see anyone beating Purdue. They beat Illinois at home. They beat Illinois on the road. Actually. Illinois at home. I don't see anyone stopping Purdue at home.
Yeah, so I'm going to pick Purdue because of Zach Edey. No one can really stop them. But like, there's a sleeper team that could. Northwestern always gives Purdue a tough chance with Boo Buie, who's one of the best players in the conference. Can maybe lead Northwestern to an upset over Purdue, but I still think Purdue will win the tournament.
Purdue's 3-point shot percentage has gone way up from last year. And I think they can make a run in the tournament.
Yeah, I also pick Purdue to win.
Just more options for Zach Edey to pass.
I think
out
just
the post.
Zach Edey, he's just such a dominant player in the paint. I know he's not that good on defense, but like, still, I mean, he can put up 29 points and nobody bats an eye at this point, you know. But I think the only team that really challenged them could be Illinois. But still, I do think Purdue can win them.
Going to the next conference, we have the SEC. Tennessee's number one seed, with Kentucky as number 2. Last year it was Alabama, number 1 seed, and they end up winning. But Alabama doesn't have Brandon Miller anymore since he's gone to So I think it's between Tennessee and Kentucky. I mean, Tennessee beat Kentucky. No, Kentucky beat Tennessee.
They beat
each other.
Tennessee by 4.
They beat each other, but most recently was Kentucky. Saturday. But it's gonna be neck and neck. You know, Kentucky has Rob.
Rob Dillon's the best freshman in the country.
He's draft eligible, right? Because
Yeah, he is.
It's one and done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's probably gonna be a top 10 pick. That pick.
Yeah.
But Tennessee's also up there.
But I think Kentucky could. Rob's probably the best player in the SEC, and he's only a freshman, so he's going to carry this team along with them. And I think that's why Kentucky's going to win. So Rob's going to put the team on his back.
Yeah, I mean, here, I think it could be Tennessee, South Carolina, Kentucky, or Bama. I mean, Bama has had some letdown games, but also Tennessee's beat every team in the SEC this year. So I feel like Tennessee will win. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be between Kentucky and Tennessee especially the SEC tournament. But I do think, although Tennessee is a very good basketball team, Kentucky, I mean, their 3-point game is amazing. I mean, you watch the highlights from the game on Saturday, and it's just like, it's automatic. So I will take Tennessee winning this game, but although they would take the SEC tournament, I think Kentucky both of these teams can make a deep run in the March Madness.
The next conference we're talking about is the ACC, with UNC being the number 1 seed and Duke being the number 2. I can see it going either way, but watch out for Wake Forest. I think they have a real shot at doing something special in the tournament. They beat Duke in late February. It's just to show what they are capable of. So I think it's gonna be one of the 3. But if I had to put my money on it, I'll put money on Wake Forest.
Ooh, I think you're wrong about that one. I would pick North Carolina with Armando Bacot and RJ Davis, who are a dynamic duo. They've beaten Duke twice. Obviously won at their place, so that just proves to you how good they are on the road. They're just an all-around better team than I think Duke is. They're just much more physical than Duke, because Duke kind of complains a lot.
Yeah, I'm taking UNC here. I mean, they're 14-1 at home, 8-2 on the road, and Carlos has taken Wake Forest. I don't agree with it, even though they've been really good at home. They're 16-1, but they're 2-9 on the road. And college basketball, the home team is one of the biggest advantages. And Wake Forest will be playing on the road, and I don't see any way that they can beat anyone in this conference on the road.
I agree. I think Wake Forest. Saying that Wake Forest would win the tournament is a little outlandish in my opinion.
Buddy.
I think UNC is obviously the best team in this conference, but they do have a real chance of getting upset. I think they dropped a game to Syracuse and Clemson, so just I think they're kind of a shaky team. I think it'll be between UNC and Duke in the championship.
Well, all teams lose.
No, I know, but still. But yeah, I think it's gonna be between UNC and Duke. I would have to give it to Duke, but no.
Wake Forest wins the tournament. I'm gonna, let you guys have it.
We can't wait.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So
Wake Forest first round make.
absolutely not. Dude, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I guess we'll find out in the.
Okay.
Guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out in a few days.
Yeah.
The next conference we're talking about is the Big East. UConn's number 1 seed, ranked number 1 in the country. They're favored to win it all. March Madness. I can't agree more that they're gonna win this because they smoked Marquette 2 games in a row. Beat them by 30 in the first game. Beat them by 10 in the second. 7 in the second.
Without their best player.
Okay.
Marquette was down.
Yeah, Marquette didn't have their best player, and UConn only won by 7.
Okay, UConn's offense is still so efficient. A bad game for them is putting up 8, like 7 weeks.
And Marquette helped them this time.
Okay, that was a bad game for them. And still won. Okay, but they still
Or is it just good defense by Marquette, who is missing Tyler Kolek, who should. The report's saying that he'll be back for the tournament, which is a big upgrade when they only lost by 7 to the number 1 team. They also have their forward Iggy Udaro, who's one of the best forwards for them. Him and Tyler Kolek play so well together, and I think they would upset UConn in the tournament just to prove Carlos wrong.
I mean, I kind of like Marquette here, but I feel like a long shot could be Providence. They're usually like a team who can make it in the tournament and go on a little run. But yeah, I feel like Marquette's gonna win the tournament because it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in the same year, and UConn beat Marquette twice. I don't think they'll be able to do it again.
I agree with you, Drew. I agree on that. It's extremely hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year, especially in college basketball. But I just think UConn. I mean, it's just the dominance. I mean, look at this. They beat Stetton Hall by 30. I mean, they're just a dominant school. So I'm gonna take UConn.
Wait, let me.
It's called season.
It's called Seton.
My bad. Hall.
But you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys are all wrong. UConn is.
You think Wake Forest is gonna win?
Wake Forest is a good team.
No, they aren't.
Wake Forest.
Remember this, so when we watch it again, we can.
Yeah,
clip and say,
so I can make fun of you guys for on and on. Okay, now we're done with college basketball. We're moving on to the NFL free agency.
I can do Big 4.
No. Just
Now we're moving on to the NFL free agency that started yesterday,
which was March 11th.
March 11th. There's gonna be a lot of new faces on different teams. Mostly running backs though, right now.
So all the Bears fans were so happy about the signing of DeAndre Swift and Kevin Byard, but then the Packers go out. They sign a running back, Josh Jacobs, who's better than DeAndre Swift. Then, they go out and sign Xavier McKinney, who's also way better than their new safety that the Bears have. So the Packers just really do better than what the Bears do. And the Packers aren't done yet. They still have money to spend. Watch out. Hopefully they sign Packers weeks if they do the Super Bowl bound.
You can't tell Packers fans.
Bears fans.
So I think for free agency right now, the Packers. I'll give you guys the win. All right, but I think it's unfair to judge the Bears or anyone until the draft happens. The Bears right now host number 1 and the 9th, I think.
Fake Bears fan.
The 9th, right?
Yeah.
I think after that, I mean, just the amount of draft picks that they have in general is just like insane, and I think if they just improve their O line, improve maybe some receivers, maybe get some better defense. Although the defense is extremely good right now, but
Do you think they need a new quarterback?
what?
That's my next question.
See, that's also what I was gonna say.
You're Ryan Fools right now.
What are you
Instead of Ryan J-Lack, what would
If
you do?
if I'm Ryan Poles, I mean, especially because the Falcons just signed Kirk Cousins, who was presumed to be one of the leaders in the running for Fields, right? This is it's a really tough position. I would say draft Caleb, just because of how good he is, and just like I mean he's a generational talent. I don't think you could pass it up.
In college.
I got a very different view on that. I feel like the Bears have to stick with Justin Fields, trade down to either 2 or 3, draft Marvin Harrison, and then at 9 take an edge rusher. Caleb Williams is going to be a bust. He's not very good. He hasn't performed against good teams in college at all.
Recent things on Twitter.
I mean, I think Justin Fields is better. If you get him more talent around him, I think he's going to take him to the playoffs, no problem.
So everyone was saying about getting Justin Fields more talent. They got him this wide receiver, and he still didn't really do that great with the new receiver one. I mean, he has a good tight end. DJ Moore's good. Darnell Mooney can be good since he's not the number 1 option anymore. He doesn't need to be double teamed. And speaking of the draft, you're saying Packers still have the most draft picks. So we're still building, and we're the youngest offense in all of football.
We just got younger.
We just got younger.
And so you
You say you might have the youngest offense, but the Bears have the youngest defense and probably the best DB room in the NFL.
What?
Jalen Johnson is the oldest defender other than Kevin Byard. They got a bunch of young talent, a bunch of draft capital. If they trade down, they can get so many more draft picks. And the Bears just have a better future than the Packers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kevin Byard is 30, by the way. He's slowly fading away.
That's why I said other than Kevin Byard.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Ball Game Banter. We hope you enjoy this episode, and we'll catch you guys in the next few.